So the last thing I want to tell everybody or talk to you about is identity. I think a a lot of guys come here, and a lot of guys come to me, and I see a lot of guys that are real chop-oriented players and guys that kind of they watch somebody play and they watch the technique and they break apart the foot and they kind of go, oh, well, so and so is faster, or that guy's a better double bass player, or that guy's he's got this going on, he's much more advanced and blah blah blah. And I think that's all great, and I think that's all a vehicle to get somewhere. But I think the thing as musicians that we're looking for is identity. And I think identity on top of all that stuff is what you really need to get in this game. You need to be able to play what's inside of you and demonstrate your own emotions on your instrument. Nobody ever remember the guy who played like Buddy Rich, all right? Nobody's ever going to remember the guy who can play like Dave Weckl. Nobody's going to remember the guy who can play as fast as Vinny. Because I don't want to hear those guys. I want to hear Vinny. I want to hear Buddy. I want to hear Tony Williams. I'm never going to go listen to the guy who sounds like Tony Williams. Now when I could put on Lifetime, listen to Fred. I could still work on that beat that I can't play. But I think the one thing we do have is ourselves. We have our own identity. And through practicing and developing our facility, it's the tool that we use to bring ourselves forward. We want to be able to play like we feel. We don't want to play like Joe feels. We don't want to sound like Joe feels. We want to sound like we feel. I got the greatest compliment I ever got. Not the greatest, that's one of the greatest compliments I ever got. I did a loop library, and I did it for this company, M Audio, and I just did it because I thought it'd be fun. It was like, go to the studio, play to a click track for like 3 hours, and then they cut it up into loops. I thought it'd be cool, be fun to do it. It was the best-selling loop library for like 2 months. It was really, did well. And the reviewer said, the only thing wrong with this loop library is that it sounds like Jimmy Chamberlin. That's what he said. I was like, what? That's the only thing that was wrong with it. I wanted to buy that guy a turkey dinner, man. I thought that was the most genius thing I've ever heard in my life. Really, right? What, it sounds so much like you. So that's what I'm talking about. Finding something inside of yourself that's so beautiful that nobody can take it away from you ever, and you always carry it with you. And it doesn't come from chops. It doesn't come from single stroke rolls. Those parts are paintbrushes. Those are paintbrushes to paint the painting. And you need those things to paint the painting, but it's not the painting. And believe me, I practice every day. I go downstairs. I have a studio in my basement. I get up every morning, barring natural disaster, and practice for an hour. I take it very seriously. I think I'm working on stuff all the time. I've dissected Steve Smith, his entire body. I go to clinics. I talk to guys. I talk to Bozio. I talk to Bissonette. I talk to Tom Lang. I talk to Kenny. I just talked to Kenny Aronoff the other day. Great, fantastic drummer, right? Just a privilege to know those guys and to have those guys as a resource. I mean, when at Yamaha is such a great family because we all email. I mean, I can email Dave Weckl and ask him, like, how can I be like you, Dave? Or I can talk to Peter Erskine. I got an email from Peter Erskine. One of his students was asking about a drum part that I did on a certain record. Can you imagine Peter Erskine asking me, like, how to play something? I saved that email. But really, drums, more so than any other instrument, is a real community. And I think reaching out to other drummers, there's a real family network. And I think, everybody in this room has everybody else's back. I mean, it's not a contest. It's not about getting anywhere before anybody else. It's about getting to where you need to be happy and to be musical. And through our identity and through what God or whatever you want to call the Supreme Spirit being, energy force, omni being, I call him God, her God. We all have something that is unique unto ourselves, and through music we can express that in the highest level of the art form. So that's it for me. I thank everybody for coming out. I'm going to sign some autographs. Thanks. I truly am humbled that you all showed up on this snowy evening in La Crosse, and it really does mean a lot to me. And oh man, swaddle that child. Just kidding. No, really, it means a lot to me. I don't take this or anything lightly. I take every time I stand on stage, I take it seriously. I take it with as much grace as I'm provided with at that moment, and I try to do my best, and that's really all we can all do. But listen what I told you about being beautiful and true to yourselves, and hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better than today was for all you guys, because it will be for me because all you guys were here. So thank you.